And I thought that I will make a video about a question that I get asked a lot. Loving the fact that now, as soon as I get asked a question that I think is really relevant, can just come live and make a quick video because I'm not very good at editing. Before I get started, like everyone else on YouTube, I'm going to ask you to please hit the subscribe channel so that you can be told when I'm next live, and you can you can see what other videos. My videos are generally having to do with my skill set, which is beauty, permanent makeup removal, tattoo removal, but also I do a lot of business related videos. So getting into the nitty gritty. What is the difference between permanent makeup, semi-permanent makeup, microblading, cosmetic tattoos, eyebrow tattoos? I'm gonna go through it all. Okay, let's start with permanent makeup. Permanent makeup is when we have things like eyebrows, eyeliner, lipstick actually tattooed on our face. And I know that's gonna sound like it's really weird, and it's like, why would anyone want to do that? Actually, it's heaven sent, especially if you're busy like me, to just have a certain degree of makeup that you just wake up with. Also, I'm a swimmer. I swim every night, so I really like that my liner is tattooed. It's very subtle, but it's always there, and I really, really enjoy that. So, permanent makeup or semi-permanent makeup, when it's done properly, it can really be a lifesaver, especially for busy moms and people that in generally don't have a lot of time. Okay, so what is the difference between permanent makeup, semi-permanent makeup, cosmetic tattoo, eyebrows tattoo, microblading? You're not gonna like this, but there's very, from my point of view, it is actually all a tattoo. They are all, it's different ways, different terminology, but pretty much they are all a form of tattooing pigment into the skin. And it's sending me little things. Oh, okay. It's my first time doing this, so just bear with me. So yes, so these are all used. The term permanent makeup and semi-permanent makeup is actually an American versus a European term. So the American term is permanent makeup. The European term is semi-permanent makeup. Obviously a removal specialist, so I feel that the American term is true. I feel that when people go to get the tattoo or microbladed, they should be told, actually, you know what? Some of this pigment may be left in your skin indefinitely. They will probably fade, but they may not fade. I get a lot of people in my practice wanting to have the permanent makeup removed after 10 years. I mean, it's uncanny that some of this stays that long. Certainly my eyeliner's been there for 5 years, but I like it, so that's not technically an issue. So permanent makeup or semi-permanent makeup is, the difference is nothing. This is generally done with a very special tattoo gun. This is not like the coil gun you see in tattoo shop. They look more like a pen. They're a lot gentler, and it tends to be a lot softer in skin. So you tend to, the tattoo artist or permanent makeup artist, as you wish to call them, tends to go quite shallow in the skin. And this is the main reason why in Europe we start calling it semi-permanent makeup, because if you go shallow enough, in theory, it should disappear. But I wouldn't have a job if this was true. A good 50% of what I do is permanent makeup removal. So if that was true, I wouldn't be here. I would have to change careers or find something else to do. So it is semi-permanent from the point of view that it does fade. However, I have never seen where there has been some degree of particles left in the skin. So I like the term permanent makeup better. And what is the difference between this and me? So when I came into the industry 12, 13, 14 years ago, more like 15 years ago, if I'm honest, microblading wasn't the rage that is now. So we used to, and I used to do permanent makeup, but I gave it up. Use machines, like the machine I've just explained, which is that very soft tattoo gun. With time, a new skill has been resurrected. People are always saying, oh, microblading is new. No, microblading's been around for 2,000 years. Egyptians used to tattoo in this way. And what it is, it's a different way of tattooing. And it's a blade as opposed to a machine. Uh, Microblading, if it's done properly, does tend to fade more than machine work. But this is all on how heavy-handed the person doing the treatment is. So the deeper you go in, the more likely it's going to be that that this pigment's going to stay long term. So the blading, the only difference is the tool being used is actually a blade. So I hear all the time, oh, microblading is not permanent. It is. Microblading is not a tattoo. I hear this all the time, especially from my Middle Eastern clients. I want to do microblading because it's not a tattoo. It is a tattoo. Anytime we implant any sort of ink into the skin, it is a tattoo. How long it lasts in the skin is the only thing that we're talking about. Another term that you hear a lot is cosmetic tattooing. And of course you would, because that is precisely what it is. We are tattooing makeup cosmetically in the skin. This is a term that's thrown around quite a bit, cosmetic tattooing. Cosmetic tattooing, that encompasses permanent makeup, semi-permanent makeup, microblading, anything that implies that we're putting pigment into your skin. So cosmetic tattooing is just a really generic term, but I like it because it's quite true to what it is that it's being done to the clients. Another here, I hear this one a lot in the Middle East, is eyebrow tattoo. Which is exactly what it is. And again, it's all encompassing. So whether you do it with machines or blades or eyebrow tattoo, it is what it is. So how do these tattoo, and a little bit about how they age? In theory, they should fade. The reality is that the lighter you are, the more chances you have of ending up with either red or orange brows. And this is because these colors are put into the pigments to bring the pigment down. The darker you are, the more likely you will be to end up with blue brows. And this is just how pigments will age in the skin. As long as I've been in the industry and for decades before, pigment manufacturers have been trying to get this not to happen. There are very good pigment ranges out there, but it is still happening. So chances are that if you do have this done, you will end up with funky color brows within 3, 4, 5 years. So what you need to, if you're considering having this treatment done, what you need to ask yourself is, if I get a really nice treatment and I have fabulous brows for 3 to 4 years, is that going to be enough? I personally believe, because of what I see coming through my clinic, is that unless you're prepared to at some point, which generally will require a laser. There's a lot of non-laser products out there that lighten. They do not fully remove, and I don't care what the manufacturers tell you. I've used all of them. There's not one that I would trade my laser in for. So I'm not saying don't go and get permanent makeup done. It's fantastic. But what I am saying is just do it in a way that you know you're going to be happy with the outcome and that you're realistic with the long-term outcomes. If you had 4 or 5 years from really great looking brows and then you grow tired of them, you're going to need to have them lasered up. It's not the end of the world. More and more people are doing this because we are the only ones in the world doing it. But my teaching and more and more people in the industry. So thankfully, the price are going down for removal. So consider that when you're making this decision whether to have permanent makeup or not. Personally, I love my permanent makeup. So if that means I have to go under a laser every 3-4 years, then so be it. Because I'm getting 3-4 years of really, really lovely enjoyment. If you have any questions on this, just pop them in the comments. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And yes, I shall see you soon for my next video. If you'd like me to do a video on another subject, again, pop it in the comments. Okay? Oh, this was fun. Let's do more of this. Bye, everyone.